Thomas Jefferson was born on April 13, 1743, at Shadwell, Virginia. His father, Peter Jefferson,
was a successful land surveyor and landowner who, though not himself highly educated,
was a hard-working man who played an important role in surveying Virginia's boundaries. His mother, Jane Randolph, belonged to one of Virginia's influential and prominent families. Jefferson's father died when he was only 14 years old, after which responsibility for the family estate fell to him. Growing up at the Shadwell estate, Jefferson was drawn to nature, books, and music from an early age. He played the violin throughout his life. Jefferson enrolled at the College of William and Mary in 1760, where he studied mathematics, philosophy, and science.
During his college years, he came under the influence of Professor William Small, who introduced him to Enlightenment philosophy.
During this time, he was also a member of a student organization called the Flat Hat Club. Jefferson's dedication to study was legendary. He is said to have spent nearly 15 hours a day reading.
He then studied law under George Wythe and began his career as a lawyer in 1767.
He was a man of remarkably wide-ranging talent, with deep interests in architecture, science, philosophy, agriculture, and literature. In 1768, he began construction of his self-designed home, Monticello, which continued for more than 4 decades and is regarded as a unique example of neoclassical architecture. In 1769, Jefferson was elected to the Virginia House of Burgesses, marking the beginning of his political career. In 1772, he married Martha Wales Skelton. Although they had 6 children, only 2 daughters survived to adulthood. After Martha's death in 1782, Jefferson never remarried. Before drafting the Declaration of Independence, Jefferson wrote an influential pamphlet titled A Summary View of the Rights of British America False, which established his reputation as a gifted writer and paved the way for his election to Congress. In 1776, when the 13 colonies declared rebellion against Britain, the Continental Congress entrusted Jefferson with drafting the Declaration of Independence. At just 33 years old, he composed this historic document, setting forth the principles of natural rights, equality, and self-governance.
During the drafting process, Benjamin Franklin and John Adams made some edits to his text.
And before final approval, Congress removed roughly a quarter of the document fuller, notably a strongly worded passage concerning slavery.
This document is still regarded worldwide today as an inspiration for democratic movements.
Both before and after his governorship, Jefferson proposed several important reforms to Virginia's legal framework.
Abolishing primogeniture, establishing religious freedom, and reforming the education system.
His Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom was passed in 1786 and later inspired the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Jefferson served as governor of Virginia from 1779 to 1781, though this was a wartime period, and he was forced to flee on several occasions during British military incursions, which drew criticism. From 1785 to 1789, he served as the United States Minister to France. While in Paris, Jefferson was exposed to European science, art, and architecture, and he amassed a large collection of books, artworks, and scientific instruments.
He formed a close relationship with an English artist named Maria Cosway.
During this period, he also witnessed the early stages of the French Revolution and stayed in contact with revolutionary leaders, including Lafayette.
After returning home, Jefferson was appointed the first U.S. Secretary of State in George Washington's first cabinet brose. During this time, his policy disagreements with Alexander Hamilton intensified. Hamilton wanted a strong central government, while Jefferson wanted greater power for the states. This rivalry gave birth to the first American political parties, Hamilton's Federalist Party and Jefferson's Democratic.
Jefferson finished second and became vice president under John Adams.
Jefferson was elected president in the election of 1800.
Though a tie in electoral votes with his running mate Aaron Burr sent the decision to the House of Representatives,
where he won after many rounds of voting. The greatest event of his presidency was the Louisiana Purchase of 1803, which doubled the size of the United States and led him to send Lewis and Clark on their expedition westward.
During his second term, he faced numerous challenges.
As American merchant ships were frequently attacked amid the ongoing war between Britain and France,
He pushed through the Embargo Act in 1807, which halted American foreign trade. This policy proved economically. The war against the Barbary pirates of North Africa also took place during his administration. Around this time, the treason trial of former Vice President Aaron Burr was also a significant event of Jefferson's administration.
His relationship with Chief Justice John Marshall was frequently tense, particularly over the establishment of the principle of judicial review following the case of Marbury v. Madison.
Jefferson was a major slaveholder, even though he expressed opposition to slavery in his writings.
Historians and DNA evidence strongly indicate that after his wife's death he entered into a long-term relationship with his enslaved woman, Sally Hemings, and that they had several children together. This remains a significant and controversial chapter in the historical assessment of Jefferson.
A man who articulated the ideals of liberty and equality, while himself remaining entangled in slavery. Jefferson was not merely a politician, he was also a scientifically minded inventor. He experimented with agricultural technology,
designed new types of plows, and researched various plant species. He also served as president of the American Philosophical Society. After his presidency, Jefferson returned to his beloved home at Monticello. In 1819, he founded the University of Virginia,
personally overseeing its architectural design, curriculum, and administrative structure. He considered this university one of the most important achievements of his life.
During this period, he also resumed correspondence with his longtime political rival, John Adams,
an exchange of letters that remains one of the most famous in American history.
In 1814, British forces attacked Washington, D.C. and burned the Library of Congress. To help repair this loss, Jefferson sold his personal collection of nearly 6,000 books to Congress, which became the foundation of the modern Library of Congress.
Thomas Jefferson died on July 4, 1826.
The very day marking the 50th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Remarkably, his friend and rival John Adams died on the same day. Before his death, Jefferson wrote his own epitaph, in which he identified himself as the author of the Declaration of Independence, the author of the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom, and the founder of the University of Virginia, making no mention of his presidency.
Jefferson lived a life of extravagance and debt. At the time of his death, he was deeply in debt, which forced the sale of the Monticello estate and the enslaved people held there in order to settle his debts. Thomas Jefferson is still regarded today as one of the most complex and influential figures in American history. On one hand,
a champion of the ideals of liberty and democracy, and on the other, a man entangled in slavery.
His thinking has had a profound influence on American constitutional democracy, individual liberty, and the education system.
And it continues to be analyzed and debated to this day.